there will be a guy in front of you and a guy behind you every time you touch the ball. Unless, that's why you need one more. They need one more. They got Maxey. That's been a revelation. They need one more to go with those guys. Since Thanksgiving, they're now 16-2 when he plays. 30-plus in 21 straight games. And per 36 minutes, and this number will inevitably go up after a 70-point game tonight, so he might have overtaken it. Per 36 minutes, he is averaging the most points of anybody since Wilt Chamberlain in 1961-62.
Wow.
Per 36.
Wow.
Since December 1st, he is averaging 40, 12, and 5. His splits are 57% from the field, 42% from three, 90% from the line.
And that's from December 1st, you said?
Yes. Yes.
What was the points per game number you had before tonight's game?
40.
Let's see. Now it's at 42.6 per 36 minutes. So it's
well, no. That's just per game. I'm saying.
Yeah. Just per game, not even per 36.
No, per game.
per game. Yeah, per game. Regular numbers per game, he's at 40.3 now, so it went up by 0.3.
Yeah, 40, 12, and 5, right?
Unbelievable. Yeah, yep.
I mean, for the season, he's averaging 36, 12, and 6 with two blocks and a steal.
Mm-hmm.
And his splits are crazy there. 54, 36, 89.
He's
this is a crazy season he's having. Crazy.
All right, Chris, look, this summer when they hired Nick Nurse, I wrote an article in the Ringer about how, like, okay, this could potentially open up new dimensions of Embiid if they install more motion in their offense and if they have, more handoffs and more, face-ups for Embiid. I never saw this coming. I never, nobody could have seen Embiid except maybe Joel Embiid and the people in his circle could have seen him reaching this level. I mean, he's one of the best shooters in basketball, just like straight up shooters, not just bigs who shoot, but one of the best shooters in basketball. We see that with a 70-point game tonight where he's just pulling up with a hand in his face from 3, from 2. It doesn't matter. He's one of the best shooters from the free throw line. He's a guy above 80%, near 90% over the stretch you're talking about. He's a dominant post-up guy, even though now he's isolating even more often than he post-ups, which he recently said about how that role has changed. He was once one of the heaviest post-up guys in the league by far. He still is, just not quite as heavy as he used to be because he's isolating. It says he's looking at the basket and he's surveying the floor and he's making passes and creating for teammates. Embiid is he wins an MVP, and now he has tapped into this higher level of his game in part due to system and what is demanded of him, and in part due to his own individual player development. And I think for the Sixers, people keep saying, like we did with Jokic, well, he needs to prove it in the postseason. He's got to show he can do it in the playoffs. This version of Joel Embiid is prepared to do it in the postseason. He's answering a lot of those questions already, and now it just needs to translate, of course. But I have no reason to believe or doubt that Joel Embiid won't be able to do this in the postseason, considering what he's turned himself into. It's genuinely remarkable that he has had no complacency after all the success that he's went through the MVP last year, that now he has gotten even better as a talent. It's admirable, really.
Well, and I think that why they've been so great, that's why you got to get him. They got to get them one more guy so that these teams can't just sell out on him when it comes to the playoffs
with doubles and triples.
Yeah, and then say we'll live with it. Fine, if we lose to Kelly Oubre and Nicholas Batum, then we lose to Kelly Oubre and Nicholas Batum. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. Have 20. Go ahead. Average 30 a game, Tobias Harris, because that's what you're going to have to.
But we're not going to let you have 70.
No.
Yeah.
In fact, we're not going to let you have 30.
Mm-hmm.
We'll dedicate. There will be a guy in front of you and a guy behind you every time you touch the ball. Unless, that's why you need one more. They need one more. They got Maxey. That's been a revelation. They need one more to go with those guys.
How good does that one more need to be, in your opinion? Does it need to be like a top 25 player, or can it be
someone you cannot leave? You know what I'm saying?
But what level are we talking? Like of like the names that are on the trade market right now? Like is there a guy that like is it Zach LaVine, who is very expensive, very pricey? Is it like, who is it? I'm just curious. Like how good does the player need to be?
I would say LaVine level or better. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think so. DeJounte Murray good? Or is there too much overlap with Tyrese Maxey?
Too much overlap.
Uh-huh. So you want someone bigger. Someone Tobias Harris sized.
Or multiples. You know what I mean? And we talked about this. Where you go snag a Bogdanovich and you snag a Bruce Brown even. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, like where you're now I got 2 or 3 more guys. So now I'm more balanced out. Where it doesn't necessarily if you're not going to get one big one, then you need to get a couple more that you can go to the I'm talking about when you're having to play. And again, this is all at the end. This is when you're playing Milwaukee. This is when you're playing Boston. This is when you're playing Miami. Maybe when you're playing the Knicks. Maybe when you're playing the Cavs. Who knows?
What he needs is like Jokic has Jamal Murray, Embiid has Tyrese Maxey. Both of them have a lot of good role players, but Jokic has Aaron Gordon and he has Michael Porter Jr. And Porter's somebody who can catch fire. Gordon is somebody that we saw him beat up mismatches, or he can play the standard role player stuff, hustling on defense, making connected passes, spot up shooting. But he can also create with the post ups against smaller guys. And Embiid needs, like, I think those secondary weapons that you're talking about. He's got the role players. He's got
that's what I was saying.
But needs that piece.
And those guys are super role players too.
Oh yeah,
like the guys I was just talking about, like I'm talking about Bogdanovich and Brown and that kind of guy. Like you could throw together a group of guys like you're still going to be playing through him and Maxey, right? So I don't need somebody that's going to come in there and take 20 shots.
No. You need somebody who can take 20 shots.
Yeah, just strengthen it all around it. And I mean, he has just been out of control great so far this year. And I could not help but think, Kevin, as this was going on, and we're all sitting there just totally enthralled, and I'm thinking 70 points, this is a signature night. Look at this season he's having. Guys missed, what, 11 of 42? And I told you at the beginning of the season, this will last one season. Somebody will get screwed. There will be a riot over this. If he doesn't get to 65, because he has not been like injured. And he's missed 11 of 42. And this is all in the honor of, getting guys to play and trying to eliminate load management, as it were. And just imagine, like there was a part of me that's going, bro, he's not on pace to get to the number that needs to get there. And could you imagine we see one of the greatest seasons in NBA history, and he is unable to be all NBA. He's unable to be MVP. He's unable to be all this crap because of, I mean, that would be just, that is an unmitigated disaster. Truly. Now, maybe he'll play it all out, but I mean, he's not on pace to get to that number. He's going to have to play more than he did in the first 42 in order to get there. And not have a ankle that keeps you out for 7 games, and not have I don't know, man. I don't know. It was certainly, and then we'll get the whole debate. This was not the spirit of the rule, was not to penalize guys that do play on. Yeah. Oh, I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. I knew this was going to happen. And it's going to be a massive miscarriage of justice. Because this guy's having, seriously, like and this was such a signature night too, with the 70. It like is a hallmark of these great seasons of all time that have taken place. And so, I don't know. Here's hoping he gets to play it out.